Hello there, welcome to the 42nd ASEAN Summit 2023 here in magnificent Labuan Bajo. With me, Aditya Warman. Before we talk further about the updates on the 42nd ASEAN Summit 2023, I would like to share it has been 3 days for me and the team to spend a time here in Labuan Bajo. We were amazed with the spectacular view that we can see right here from the studio outside there. But the thing we would like to raise is Labuan Bajo in the complex of Marora Hotel here. The studio will take a place is something very unique. We also have prepared exquisite yet simple design of Tenun Ikat of East Nusa Tenggara, like behind me, and also what I'm wearing today. It's showing more festivity of the ASEAN Summit 2023. So talking about the 42nd ASEAN Summit 2023, we also should talking about the infrastructures that governments have prepared to welcome all delegates from the Southeast Asian nations. So the Indonesian government through its state-owned enterprises, Tourism Development Corporation, PT Pengembangan Pariwisata Indonesia or ITDC is prioritizing the use of the local products in the constructions of the meeting, incentive, conventions and exhibition or MICE facilities and supporting infrastructures for the ASEAN Summit venue. One of them is in Golomori of East Nusa Tenggara. So to talk further about this, now we have Ari Respati, Chief Executive Officer of Indonesian Tourism Development Corporation, ITDC, here in our studio. Pak, Mr. Ari, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you, Adit. Thank you.
First of all,
it's been
congratulations to making this happen, to supporting the ASEAN Summit for this year at Golomori. It is beautiful. I wish one day we have a time to visit and to explore Golomori. Mr. Ari, we would like to asking what role actually did ITDC play in building the venue for the ASEAN Summit this year?
Okay, Adit, first of all, thank you for having me and for having the company being here this morning. And then this has been a pleasure for ITDC as part of InJourney. InJourney is our holding for aviation and tourism company.
Right.
And also we are under the Ministry of State-Owned Enterprise. It's our job actually try to creating the destination.
Right.
Why we need to creating the destination? Because it's proven by creating the destination, and you can also amplifying the economic from micro to the macro economy.
Right.
And then since 3 years ago, actually, ITDC observing, being observing about the new precinct, because we are right now having 3 precincts. First precinct is the Nusa Dua in Bali. The second precinct is the Mandalika. And this is our third one, the new one, and the baby born one.
The baby
and
born
the most,
one. I like that.
And the most challenging one because it's not being open yet, but it's such an honor to host for the Asian Summit.
Right. You mentioned about the challenge. So what challenges did ITDC face in constructing the ASEAN Summit venue, and how were they addressed?
I don't think the challenge will indicating the difficulties.
Right.
I am very sure because of the uniqueness from the 3 precincts what we have in Bali and Mandalika and right now in Nusa Tenggara Timur. The most challenging what we have is how we need to creating another precinct,
right,
that brings more and more and more impacting to the livelihood of the community.
And how the involvement ITDC did, to build, for example, the Golomori, the venues for the ASEAN Summit, for the local economy, for example.
Sure.
Mr. Respati.
Adit, let me first explain our location.
Right.
Our location is down south of the Labuan Bajo. Before the main road being developed by the PUPR.
PUPR, yes.
People from Labuan Bajo to Golomori, or the other way around, it took them around 3 to 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours?
Yes.
From the Labuan Bajo to Golomori?
From Labuan Bajo to Golomori, or the other way around.
Right.
Or you need to take a boat to the sea for around 6 to 7 hours.
Wow.
It's a different type of boat. If you have a speedboat, maybe it's faster.
Yeah.
And then that's number one. So when you creating the infrastructure, when you creating the road,
Right.
like what our president said, it also stimulating the
The
economic
economy.
surrounding,
Yes, the local economy
the
surroundings.
local
Yeah.
economic surrounding. That's number one. And then within those main road, we have another road to go to the precinct.
All
We
right.
have 4 kilometers, so 26 kilometers from the province road, from Labuan Bajo down to south.
Right.
And then we have 4 kilometers to go to our location. We have a location currently that actually right now we have around 20 to 40 hectares area,
All right.
but it will be expandable to another 100 to 150 hectares in the future. We are at the first stage. We're building a convention center.
All right.
Yeah. So this is one of the unique thing because before people knows that actually the area will develop the accommodation like the hotels, but you're creating the convention first.
Right.
Yeah. That's number one. Number two, I don't think everyone aware about what is Golomori before.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's gonna be the new branding challenge, not only for us, but also we are so grateful also from the local, from the Bupati, from
Local
the
region.
head of the region.
Yes.
He helps us a lot, and also from the governor of the Nusa Tenggara Timur, he also giving us a full support how we need to elevate the branding of Golomori, Labuan Bajo, also to the Nusa Tenggara Timur, to the whole entire Indonesia.
Right. The collaboration is in there. The road is also built.
Yes.
So how long it takes now from Labuan Bajo to Golomori?
Right now, approximately around 40 minutes max.
40 minutes.
But you know what?
It's not bad.
I have a good story
Yes.
because most of the guests that I invited, like when I said it's 40 minutes, but most of them they said like, Pa Ari, I couldn't get there for like 40 minutes. It took me like an hour. Like, oh really? I don't think it's more than 40 minutes because it took me another 20 minutes to stop and to
stop
take a
by and take a
picture. To take the picture of the sea and the site. So
Yeah, we
it's
heard
beautiful.
about this. There's a lot of photo spot,
Yes, this
like hidden gem there.
I can proudly say this is the most beautiful
Wow.
convention area in Indonesia.
Can't wait to go there.
Sure.
Can't wait to pass the road. Pari, you also mentioned about the design
Yes.
of the venue, Golomori, and also you have also built the previous, how do you say, area, like
Sure.
in Nusa Dua,
Yep.
in Mandalika. So my question will be, what is the comparison by the other venues in the term of design,
Yes.
functionality, and sustainability?
Yes. Like I mentioned earlier that we need to also to understand about we need to have the challenge how people will aware about the brand of Golomori.
Right.
We are not taking Golomori only as the new destination, but this is kind of like the new product for tourism attraction.
All
That's
right.
number one. That's
All
our number one challenge. And number two, like I mentioned also earlier, we need to see what is the uniqueness from the three of our precincts. So because we cannot take the same precinct with the same concept.
Right.
So in Golomori, we try to embracing the nature.
Okay.
That's why when we brainstorming to the architect is a local architect, Pak Adi Purnomo. He also give us the good inspiration in how to build the convention and not to destroy the surrounding and the
environments.
nature.
Right.
Because the Golomori itself, the definition of the name is the hill of God.
The hill of God.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you need to embracing. This is the hill of God.
Wow.
So if you got a chance to see the building, we tried our best not to disturb it, not to disturbing to the surrounding nature.
Right.
And then we need to embracing because like 60 to 70% of our area is a free air ventilation.
Right.
So you can hear the birds coming. You can see a lot of things coming into the building. So that's the beauty.
So could you explain more about the design? I mean, like it sounds very interesting. It's very unique. Like it's back to nature.
Sure.
Like, can you explain the model, the concept, the function? I mean, like it's open air or made by wood or
Yeah.
what?
the the building actually have a several function because it's a convention center.
Right.
We surely have the convention that accommodate for like around 600 to 700 people inside
Right.
for the inside the convention. But we have also the amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
The
Yes.
amphitheater is also the concept is also embracing the nature. It's open, and then you can sit outdoor, and the capacity is around, I think it's almost like 1,500, 1,500
Right.
for the capacity. And then we have also the observation deck on top of the convention.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and you can see the whole entire 360 degrees. And then the building itself, the convention, is just right in front of the Rincha Island.
Rincha Island. Wow.
So that's number one.
That's number one.
Yeah, that's number one. Number two,
two.
we have if you go out from the convention to go down a little bit, we have a beach club.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beach club is actually creating part of the facility from to support the convention
Yeah. For hospitality.
for the hospitality. And then the last, we have like this small seaport, just a small one, like a jetty, like small one.
Oh, okay.
So this is the idea is if you can access the Golomori not only coming from the road,
By land, yes.
but you can also take the pinisi on the yacht or
That's
the
perfect.
speedboat to
That's
go
perfect.
to our convention.
Mr. Respati, I just curious about, we heard before that Golomori was built with the purpose to host the G20 summit
Sure.
last year.
Yeah.
And also, we also heard that ASEAN summit this year also will be on the Golomori, in the Golomori. Could you explain like what happened, the story behind?
Yeah, when 2021, we received the mandate from the government because the government giving us a financial support
Right.
by using a PMN. The PMN is a supporting financial from the government. It's around 470 billion to build the convention center.
Only the convention center.
Only the convention center. The main purpose at the time is to support G20.
Right.
And then back then, the G20 switched to not to Bajo, but from Bajo they switched to Bali.
Yes.
I believe it was because of the several consideration, not only the preparation, but at the time we couldn't build the building right away
Right.
because 2021 is just right after COVID, not right after COVID. I think it's just in the middle of COVID.
In the middle of COVID,
Right.
yes, pandemic.
And then government skipped Golomori as part of the G20
And they moved to Bali.
and then moved to Bali. And then right now, it was actually being officially mandated for the ASEAN summit. But I believe there's a big consideration
Right.
because of the distance, because of the infrastructure.
Infrastructures.
Not to go to the Golomori, but I think
Around.
just between
between.
around the Labuan
Right,
Bajo.
right.
Because as we might aware, not only 1,000 people coming to Bajo
Yeah.
at this time.
Yes.
Maybe 2, 3, 4,000
Or more. Yeah.
because I don't think we can fit all people to. I don't think the hotels will fit to all people.
Right.
So the federal government decided actually might be to put Golomori Convention Center just part of the side event
Yeah.
for the
Just
ASEAN
part for
Summit.
the ASEAN
And
Summit.
we just finished the 2 side events yesterday, 2 days from yesterday, and also tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Respati, finally, how did ITDC's involvement in building the ASEAN Summit venue align with Indonesia's tourism development goals and ASEAN's regional integrations objectives?
Yes, I think it is our obligation to create the inclusive development. And then we need also try to involving the livelihood of the community.
Right.
Because you cannot just being the winner only because you are as a corporate. You cannot just claim that you have the high profit and high margin because of you're the corporate.
Right.
Because the ITDC is quite different. If you see on a different angle, we have also the responsibility to inviting and to stimulating the economic surrounding. If we are success and they're not success, it means we're not success. If they're success, then we're success, and we all success. And then this is also the message that passed through our team in Golomori Convention Center.
Right.
We tried to limit all the employee coming from outside. We need to maximizing the employee coming from surrounding the Manggarai Barat. And then we did it. Almost 75% of our employee is coming from Manggarai Barat.
All right.
And also, the pride also coming from the architect, from the architect, because our building contain more than 80% for the domestic local level.
All right.
So it's built, all made by the nation.
All right. Mr. Respati, thank you very much for
Sure.
the time for coming to
My
our
pleasure.
studio.
Thank you so much.
Ari Respati, Chief Executive Officers, Indonesian Tourism Development Corporation, or ITDC. So that was our special interview on the 42nd ASEAN Summit 2023. My name is Aditya Warman. Bye-bye for now.